Welcome to the next episode of the Dark Web Deacon. Let's clear something up right now. Cryptocurrency generally was never anonymous. It was just pretending to be. Bitcoin isn't digital cash. It's a public spreadsheet that never forgets. Every transaction, every wallet, forever. That's not freedom. That's surveillance with better branding. So naturally, people looked for a fix. Enter mixers. A mixer does one thing. It breaks the link between where coins came from and where they're going. You send crypto in, it gets pooled with other people's funds, you get different coins out. No mystery, no magic, just math. Think of it as laundering, not money, metadata. And yes, that word makes regulators sweat. Early mixers were trusted services, which is a polite way of saying you handed a stranger your money and hoped they wouldn't disappear. Some did. Most eventually got shut down. Not because the tech was broken, because the idea of financial privacy makes governments extremely uncomfortable. Here's the part people don't like to admit. Mixers are used by criminals. They're also used by journalists, activists, businesses, and normal people who don't want their entire financial life indexed forever. Privacy tools don't create crime. They just remove visibility. And historically, that's always been the real issue. So let's address the question everyone actually cares about. Are mixers illegal? Short answer, no. Long answer, it depends who's asking and why. Using a mixer by itself is not a crime in most jurisdictions. There's no law that says scrambling your transaction history is illegal. Privacy isn't contraband. What is illegal is using a mixer to commit a crime. Money laundering, sanctions evasion, fraud. Same way using cash isn't illegal, unless you're using it to do something illegal. But here's where it gets uncomfortable. Globalists and governments don't like tools they can't see through, so instead of banning mixers outright, which would raise obvious constitutional problems, they go after the infrastructure. They sanction services. They pressure developers. They scare exchanges into blacklisting anything that even smells like privacy. Not because mixers are illegal, but because they work. And once a mixer gets labeled criminal, the logic flips. Suddenly, using privacy becomes suspicious. Suddenly, you're guilty for wanting opacity. Suddenly, transparency isn't a choice. It's mandatory. That's the real shift happening here. So no, mixers aren't illegal. But they exist in a gray zone where legality matters less than control. And historically, that gray zone is where most freedoms quietly disappear. Now let's talk a little about privacy coins. These don't mix after the fact. They're private by design. Transactions hide senders, receivers, and amounts automatically. No opt-in. No blender. No paper trail. If Bitcoin is a glass house, privacy coins are concrete, underground, with no windows. That's why exchanges hate them, that's why regulators target them, and that's why they still exist. Here's the uncomfortable truth. If privacy equals criminal intent, then cash should have been banned decades ago. But it wasn't, because society quietly agreed that total transparency is dangerous. Crypto broke that agreement, accidentally. Privacy coins and mixers are the backlash. So again, no, this isn't about hiding crimes. It's about whether every financial action you take should be permanently public, searchable, and linkable to your identity. Mixers and privacy coins aren't bugs, they're counterweights. And the real fight isn't about crypto. It's about who gets to see everything and who gets to say no. Dark Web Deacon out. If you appreciate this channel's content and are looking for ways to support it, definitely check out the Dark Web Deacon merch store. We have high-quality t-shirts, mugs, mouse pads, and of course, signature hoodies.